Well, hello and welcome on into another movie review from MB. It's been a long time since we've said that, John.
Welcome in on.
Yeah, welcome on. Anyway, we're doing RRR tonight, and it is, of course, Rise, Roar, Revolt. That is the full title. It's from 2022, of course, this year. 3 hours and 7 minutes long, and it stars the likes of, we've got NTR Rao Jr., Ramcharan, we've got Ajay Devon in there, John, Ali Abbat. We'll obviously get into her things. Olivia Morris, who I think was playing Jenny.
It's about the British and the British actors.
The British actors, yeah. And John, directed by S.S. Rajamouli. One of the things that probably pulled us into this film more than anything, as well as the stellar cast. But before I hand it over to you, John, to take us through this review experience, which is going to be very succinct, hopefully.
It is, yes, because we have very short memory to work with.
Not in here on the PC, but on John, if you had told me, at the start of the year, now bear in mind we've not seen Beast yet, we've not seen KGF Chapter 2. If you'd asked me about those three films, including RRR, the most anticipated one, I would have probably put RRR third in that sort of, based on the fact that we're both big fans of Tilapia VJ, and secondly, we've seen Chapter 1 of KGF, so it's naturally that we want to see what follows on for Rocky. Mm-hmm. So this one is based on, obviously, our experience with Bahubali. You can check out, obviously, our movie review on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of that. But, John, I'm going to hand it over to you now anyway, so you can take us through this review experience. I'm very much looking forward to this. We've obviously done the sort of watch-along reactions and given our brief thoughts. But
basically, Stephen, obviously, much like yourself, became aware of Rajamouli first and foremost through Bahubali. I think it was Ruth actually getting involved in that. It might not have been Ruth actually.
It was before,
the community actually got us to react to it. We decided to watch the movies. That was our first brush with Rajamouli, his epic tales, his brilliant directing style. And for me, Stephen, I've said right away, I've got my positives, my negatives lined out. We are going to be succinct in this review, try and keep it under 10 minutes. Biggest positive for me, in terms of behind the camera, S.S. Rajamouli. Right off the bat, what a director. We've seen him in Bahubali, the performances he got out of Rana Dagabati, Prabhas, the whole cast. He just seems to know how to get brilliant performances out of not only his leading actors, but some of the supplementary supporting actors as well. And that's certainly the case in this movie. NTR Jr., Ramcharan, your two main men.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning performances from the two of them. Some really epic moments in there featuring them. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and he seems to just get that extra bit of percentage out of their performance. And you can't say more for a director than that. And then, of course, you've got the sort of trademark slow-mo stuff, the epic visuals that come with this guy's movies. It seems like every centimetre of this movie's film, if it's shot in film and not digital, is shot with 240 frames per second. So it can give him the chance to slow everything down.
Yeah.
And we see it, man. We see bird slow mode here. We see CGI tiger slow mode. So just right off the bat, for me, Rajamouli once again, with some comments saying this movie's boring. Don't know what crack they're sniffing, but for me, this man's movies are never boring.
No.
They're always a spectacle. Even if you maybe don't connect with certain elements of the movie, they are never boring. There is always something there for everyone. So for me, that's my first thought. I don't know what your thoughts are, Stephen, on Rajamouli.
John, from Rajamouli, and obviously just from a general technical point of view, this film, it was everything expected from that sort of high quality that we got in Bahubali 1 and 2. It was something that it was one of the early films that we reviewed, and getting used to that sort of style and that film storytelling, it took a little bit of getting used to, but it's one of our best films. If you count both Part 1 and Part 2 is one film, which we do.
Yeah, it's a spectacle.
And that's what I got from this, from a technical point of view. If you got this epic score, John, going in the background, and the sound editing as well, which was fantastic. But
the score, I think it was Keeravani.
Yeah,
that's another positive.
Amazing. Very emotional at times, very action-driven at the right moments as well. Just
especially the stuff
hit the notes.
But is it Sitas? I think her name. I can't remember the actual name of the Ali Abbat character, but in Agra.
Yeah, Sita, yeah.
Sita, the score in that moment where she's on the screen, the villagers are questioning whether Ramaraju has forgot about her.
Yeah.
And then the score in that moment was absolutely incredible. Some real hair-raising moments with the score. But sorry, Stephen, interjected.
No, that's John. I couldn't really repeat it that you already said. I totally agree. You know, when it comes to one of his movies, he's one of these directors. I do believe that he's an event director. You know, very much like we've got over here in the West with the likes of Tarantino or Chris Nolan. He's just one of these directors that, you know, when a film comes out directed by S.S. Rajamouli, it's a big event.
And that's why it was a pan-Indian movie. Yeah. Before it even came out, that's why it's able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of KGF and Beast. In terms of Beast, I'm talking about promotion building up, the presence of telepathy. By all accounts, the movie not as good as this. But Steve, another positives for me, Ramcharan NTR Jr. I've said in my notes, this is a tale of two freedom fighters from very different walks of life, come together, intertwining of fates. That would fall at the first hurdle. This entire movie's concept, if those two actors weren't cast appropriately, it's all about these two men, how they portray themselves, how they lead the line. I couldn't have picked two better actors to portray the character of Bhim and Ramaraju.
John, it's very interesting you do say that, because when you look at NTR Jr. and Ramcharan, in terms of their acting performances, NTR Jr. just slightly edges it for me, just through his performance. But in terms of character, Raju, played by Ramcharan, is a more interesting character, and I think it's because of the backstory with his father. Is it Ajay Devgan who plays his father? You know, and that backstory just added more weight to what could have easily been a two-dimensional character. Certainly wasn't that way when we got the flashback.
No, Stephen, and that's another thing. You've touched on the story. That's a standout for me. These two men, different walks of life, come together almost like brothers from other mothers. Yeah. The way they utilise the flashbacks with Ramaraju, the way they give us some time at the start with the tiger hunting and stuff like that, the little girl being taken, with obviously Bhim's character, the way they develop these characters and then they bring them together. There's obviously the pitfalls in the relationship, seeming betrayals of trust, parting of ways, then it comes back together for an epic finale. I thought the way they obviously enveloped you in these two characters built the story of probably Ramaraju more than Bhim moving forward, because you get the flashback with Ajay Devgan, the father figure, explains why he's doing what he's doing, his justifications. Obviously, the Alia Bhatt character, Sita, the village, all of that playing into his rationale. I thought that was another big standout for me. These two men, the two intertwining fates, fire, water, right from the bridge sequence forward. Just thought absolutely stunning.
In terms of negatives, John, you mentioned that Alia Bhatt's appearance in this film,
short and sweet.
Very short and sweet. Maybe effective in some ways if you look at it from that point of view. Another thing, obviously, was the British actors. There seems to be this thing, you know, and not just British actors, Western actors coming into Indian film that we've seen in the past, John, regardless of, you know, whose film it is, whether it be a VJ film
James Cosmo.
Yeah, James Cosmo was very, very wooden, very two-dimensional and very caricaturish. I think some people in the comments section have said that as well about the British acting in this. Yes. But it's more a tool than anything. It's just to sort of develop the story along and carry it along to a great execution, you know, and make them as caricaturish as possible and evil as possible. But how close that was to real life, I'll never know.
I mean, they were bastards, the British, and they still are. But Stephen, Alia Bhatt, even the character, the way they thrust that character into the finale, into Bhim's arc, never felt earned to me. No. It was undeserved. She wasn't a part of his life. It felt like, we'll just force her into this setting. They're hiding, she's there. That sets up the finale. That was underwhelming. Alia Bhatt underwhelming in this movie for me, which is disappointing because she's a great actor. Yeah. Final thing I would say before we wrap it up, Stephen, the amazing CG. I loved the animals in this movie. The tiger sequence at the start with Bhim,
fantastic, John.
Phenomenal. Slow-mo shots with a CGI tiger, immensely difficult to accomplish. They'd done it. One of the standout moments in the entire movie, and we were getting shit in the comments, one of the reactions for this, laughing at it. The moment where they break into the police base, the animals come flying out, bodies getting mauled everywhere. Fucking loved it. That was a standout epic moment. And then John, the finale as well.
I think a lot of people can mistake laughter as mocking, and it's not. Certainly not. It's a general satisfaction of the execution of the
English.
Yeah, just that sort of mauling thing. We kind of enjoy that kind of thing, and it makes us laugh. So it's just the way we are.
And the finale, Stephen.
Yeah.
Bhim, Ramaraju on his shoulders.
Yeah.
all sorts of epic. It's over the top.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That's why we love Rajamouli.
Yeah, that's why we watch it, John.
Super heroic. Yeah. It's like Marvel meets fantasy.
Yeah.
I love it.
John, it's like the early Schwarzenegger films as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to take yourself out of reality at times and just enjoy what you're seeing on the screen. Sometimes it's... Don't think about it too much. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, just go with it. Go with the flow. Enjoy
escapism.
It. You know, and that's the word, John. Escapism, yeah.
Suspension of disbelief. Not everything has to be grounded, muggy drama. But Stephen, look, for me, this movie, we do a 1 to 10 rating system, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. For me, this is a solid 8.5. I really enjoyed it. It's an excellent movie for me, for pure watchability, for sheer thrills, unhold, no hold barred, sort of action, bombastic blockbuster experience. This is it. An 8.5 for me. Loved it.
Yeah, 8.5 for me as well, John. Ditto, just what you said there. You know, in terms of, it might have pushed for a 9 if perhaps... You know, the villains in the film were better actors and better acted and better execution and better scripts as well, better lines for them. But apart from that, John, it's not going to really take me away from the enjoyment of the film and obviously the good guys winning in the end. Spoiler alert. But I just felt, you know, it was a great storyline set in the 1920s. I thought that was very authentic as well, to be fair. Very much a period piece. I think Rajamouli does that very well, and it's Rajamouli. You know, the guy can direct a film from start to finish with consistency in terms of tone and pace, and the editing as well. Absolutely fantastic film.
And that's why Bahubali was slightly better. Rana Dagabati was the villain.
Yeah,
he was a man of.
He was a well-rounded.
He was a well-rounded character. You don't have the sort of woodenness of a performance. It worked better. But that's going to round it up, man. What was your thoughts on RRR? What did you make of the movie? What was your pitfalls, your negatives, your positives? Very few negatives for us, mostly positives. I really enjoyed it. Stephen really enjoyed it. You can share your thoughts down below if you've got anything to say about this movie. Standout moments. General thoughts on our review, anything at all, down below in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more content like this in the future. In regards to what you do, thank you once again for sharing your eyeballs with us, watching us. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.